Ray, you're probably the most popular rhythm and blues artist in American history. I guess my first question to you, sir, would be, why singing? Why not Ray Charles the watchmaker or Ray Charles the lawyer? Why Ray Charles the singer?
Tom, you're the first person to ask me that question ever. I suppose I started singing because I wanted to express what I was feeling in my soul. And I felt the blues, so I needed to sing the blues.
All right, sir, fair enough. My next question to you, sir, would be, what the heck are the blues and who gets them?
Live from the Red Dirt Country Inn in Mississippi, it's Saturday Night Dive.
Country Inn in Mississippi. Which moment was that?
It was in tomorrow.
You have such good pulls.
Yeah.
I love it. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. My name is Zach Pruitt.
I'm Zach Hall.
I would like to hold space for me having been called out for being late again. Everybody, I would like to include you with that. I'm taking and absorbing my stones. I would like to include that. I am chronically late, Zach, and I am chronically late to the Circle 2 Lounge.
This is our last time in Circle 2 Lounge.
Is that confirmed for sure? Whoa, I thought we had like one more before the end of the month.
He texted me yesterday morning. This is the last week.
Okay, so that might not be a pod sentence, or maybe it is. I don't know. Well, dang. This is our last time recording in the Circle 2 Lounge. Mm-hmm. I'm glad to know that...
As it is now, anyway.
Of course. This is our last recording in this building.
Yeah.
Most likely,
Correct.
Definitely.
Correct.
And I'm glad now to know that before we really dive into it, because I feel like, I don't know, I'm going to take stock of this being our last recording. Dude, you and me sitting in these chairs, the way that if we started this podcast again today, we would be sitting opposite spots of each other. We just happened to choose the chairs that we did on day one. And for a full year, just a few days ago was the year of our first episode. We have been sitting here across from each other every week at varying late times on the week, getting that episode out, recording it here. All the SNL we've talked about and the SNL we're still about to talk about. Yeah, live from the Circle 2 Lounge. It's Saturday night. But the Circle 2 Lounge is a state of being, right? It's a place of heart. I think
Asgard is not a place, it's a people.
Yeah, anyway. Thank you so much, Circle 2 Lounge. We love you. Yeah. This has been such a fun home. I think podcast is so much better because we're sitting together here in a space, filling and breathing the same air instead of like at home on our Zoom screens, which was a way I wanted to do it at first.
We need to talk to C2 Productions about going in on a space together.
Yeah. I think we should, and I would be happy to. But that is definitely an off-pod conversation. Sure. Shout out of all shout outs to the Circle 2 Lounge. I'm sure we'll take a trip down memory lane as we go through this episode today. Shout out to Four Finger Discount.
I do believe I failed you.
Was that a Four Finger Discount call?
No, that was just me crying to the Circle 2 Lounge.
It is very sad.
And I did fail it.
Could we get a somber Four Finger Discount maybe, or does it?
Four Finger Discount?
That felt so wrong.
It hurt.
But we love Four Finger Discount so much, and we're glad they put their name on our podcast and make all of this nonsense look like it's real. Appreciate that. Social media
is at Saturday Night Dive Pod, or you could email us at SaturdayNightDivePod@gmail.com.
Dude, we love the comments, whether they're positive or negative, whether they make sense or not. If you've got something to say to us, say it in any of those places. YouTube comments. Zach Hall.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Pass.
Okay.
SNL Icebreaker.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do it.
What do you think were some of the major advantages and disadvantages to hosting the show as a blind person? And this can also apply to the people around him, not just Ray himself.
Well, obviously, that's tricky ground to talk about because, like, advantages and disadvantages of being blind. I know what you mean for the situation.
No,
but
no disrespect to any blind people.
No, I don't want to come off ableist by saying this, but the first big thing that comes to mind, something I loved out of Ray Charles that I wouldn't love from pretty much any other host, is how smiley he is.
Very smiley.
I'm sure as a performer and as a person who is famous, he has some awareness of what he's presenting, right? But I'm assuming as a blind person, you can't see your face, or anybody's faces, so you probably don't as clearly, you can't manage what your face is doing as much, I would assume.
Maybe.
And it made him look like he was having so much fun all night long, and it made me have a lot of fun with him. That's the big advantage I can think of.
I think that sitting there, and this is probably just as a musical performer and everything, like, It's got to be like being a radio DJ. Like you know that you're talking to hundreds or thousands of people or whatever, but like
that's a great observation.
You can't see it and aren't really like you can't really get the self-conscious feeling.
Yeah.
Because how can you imagine all those people looking at you if you don't know what it looks like?
That's a great point. There are differences, of course, because you can hear them and you can like feel you can feel the presence for sure. You're
without
right.
seeing the entirety of the crowd, without seeing all the lights, all the camera, I just feel like there would be a difference in nerves or just the ability to present yourself.
Yeah.
And I find that to be a major advantage.
The disadvantage that comes to mind, and I happen to think that
It's probably just all the people that have to lead him around and help him get from place to place. And
kind of like most of it happens off camera. There is a clear moment where Garrett helps him back to a couch in one of the later sketches. We'll get to that later. I think the disadvantage and something that Ray seems to crush here is memorization. Not having in a world where SNL scripts change every day.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah, he can't read cue cards.
That's awesome.
So he has to memorize all of this.
This is great.
And he does a pretty good job at it.
Everything felt more extemporaneous, I guess, and I didn't even realize that this motherfucker can't even read cue cards.
Well, at the same time, I think there are moments where he feels scripted for sure. Like maybe his monologue is more stage banter.
Maybe they put some Braille on the piano.
However they did it, maybe just because he's a performer, he's gotten used to having to memorize stuff for a long time. Regardless how quickly SNL's put together, having to do it completely off book live is impressive. Like very few people do that. Fuck yeah, Ray Charles. What about you? Do you have a disadvantage you can think of?
You don't get to see how pretty Gilda is.
That's a big disadvantage.
Yeah.
You can't throw your hat in the ring of whose legs are those when the dancing end comes through.
That sucks.
Great icebreaker, Zach Hall.
Hooray.
You deserve your flowers. What else was on the same night as season 3, episode 5?
Well, that was November 12th, 1977, and CBS aired The Bob Newhart Show, We've Got Each Other, The Jeffersons, The Tony Randall Show, and The Carol Burnett Show. ABC aired Tabitha and the 1969 film Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Our home network, NBC, aired The Bionic Woman and part 1 of the 1972 film, The Godfather.
I have something to say about this Godfather thing. Now I can't get out of my head that this is our last time recording this show in this space. Can we pretend Emergency was on?
At the end.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and
The Godfather
The
thing.
Godfather was on NBC that night, and then was also the cold open.
So they edited the 2 first Godfather films together and aired it on television as a mini series across 7 parts. It was a 7-part special, and tonight was the premiere of part 1. So a lot of people, I guess, in the 1970s would have seen these first 2 films for the first time, like as a television mini series, which is kind of odd.
Very.
Have you seen the Godfather films?
I've
kind
seen
of
the first
recently,
one, yeah.
because of your 1,000. Is it 1,000 movies?
It's 100.
I have never seen The Godfather, one of those movies that I know I should, but feels like homework, and I'll get to it one day. What about entertainment value? Did it feel as entertaining as it is historically significant to film?
Not really, no.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
The number 1 film at the box office was still Looking for Mr. Goodbar.
and one day we'll find him.
And the number 1 album on the Billboard chart was Still Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. Looking for Mr. Goodbar is a movie adaptation about a book, which is the book itself is about the murder of Roseanne Quinn,
Okay.
who was a teacher, I believe, in
A real person.
Yeah, in New York. And she went out one night looking for to pick up a guy at a bar. Found a guy, and they went back to her place and smoked some weed and started to try to have sex. He couldn't get it up. She made some comments. He got angry. He stabbed her 18 times and killed her.
real story,
This is
true.
real story.
Okay.
Stabbed her 18 times and killed her.
Jesus Christ.
Covered up her body, took a shower, left, went and met up with the guy that he was at the bar with when they met her, confessed what he did. Yeah, he ended up getting arrested, and it's a bit of a rough story. He
That is
asked,
a super rough story.
He asked the friend for money to leave town. The friend thought he was almost like telling a story just to try to get money to leave town.
Yeah.
So he gave him the money to leave, and he flew to Miami. Then he flew to Indiana, and then I think he got caught. Pennsylvania, I want to say. I can't remember where he got caught, but he did eventually get caught.
So is he Mr. Goodbar?
He's Mr. Goodbar.
Or is she Miss Goodbar looking for her Mr. Goodbar?
She was looking for Mr. Goodbar.
Interesting. That sounds like all the time I'm like, I want to see this movie one day, and I don't feel that about this one. I'm sure it's great, but that sounds like such a downer.
Yeah.
Not related to the candy bar?
The candy bar was invented in 1925.
And this happened.
And the candy bar, this was in 1977. So the
crime happened in 1970.
Well, no, the crime was in the 60s, but
way after the candy.
Yeah, the candy bar was actually a mistake. One of the taste testers was tasting it and said that that's a good bar, And Milton Hershey misheard him and thought that he said Mr. Goodbar. So that's what he named it.
It's a good name for a candy bar.
It is.
And it's fine. It's okay. It's a good bar. It's
okay.
fine. It's okay. Well, is that into the episode then?
It is.
Our episode breakdown starts with a cold open. No more Godfather on NBC. We were just talking about it. They aired The Godfather on NBC in its first part this night. And Don Corleone, played by John Belushi in his Brando accent, warns Tom Hagen, Bill Murray, that he's had enough. Who plays Tom Hagen in the movie? Do you know that character?
I want to say James Caan,
I can see it.
but I also don't remember the
Was
character.
Bill doing a voice in this to sound like somebody specific?
I can't tell.
You know, I don't like the way we were portrayed. You know, movies are one thing, but there's too much violence on television. Well, it's a dirty business. I want no part of it. No more Godfather on television.
Well, that's going to be very hard to do. The Nielsen ratings were awfully high. It's going to be difficult to get them to cancel parts 2, 3, and 4. In fact, they have plans to do even more.
What plans?
Well, they've already started developing 2 new shows. Godfather Knows Best. And another thing called The Courtship of Eddie's Godfather.
How can NBC treat me with such disrespect? After all I've done for him.
What did you think about this opening as someone who has seen the movie The
It was
Godfather?
short enough to be okay. The Godfather part of it didn't do much for me or anything. So.
Not really. I enjoy when they reference whatever the lead-in was, whether it was a beauty pageant and we open on a beauty pageant or the sports games have just been on. I like when they do that. As someone who hasn't seen The Godfather, the only reference I got that was funny was I want Grizzly Adams to wake up with a grizzly bear with a head in his bed.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Yeah? Is that from something?
Mm-hmm.
What's that from?
Happy Gilmore.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you know who Grizzly Adams is outside of that Happy Gilmore reference?
Yes.
Super know him. I don't
He's a
insanely.
professional golfer, my friend. Of course I know him.
But he's also an actor?
No.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grizzly Adams
I
is a
won't
professional
question
golfer.
you. Okay. Interesting.
Or maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was an actor, but he did have a beard.
Well, the thing here, because they're like, we're going to go to Hollywood, and our message to Hollywood is having Grizzly Adams wake up with a bear in his bed.
Grizzly. I'm thinking of somebody else, but yeah, Grizzly Adams I think was an actor.
I'm willing to pretend you were right the whole time.
I've been wrong so many times. I've been listening to the pod lately, and I'm like, I just need to get a list going all of my corrections because I'm just sitting in my car going, no, you moron.
I don't think it matters if we're right or wrong as long as we're confident and having fun. Or one or the other at any given time.
Yeah.
I liked the bit that he didn't want to make fun of SNL because to think of Don Corleone's grandchildren being really into SNL was funny.
She's a big fan. The show makes her laugh.
And I think we might be entering the era of the show losing me on the Live from New York thing. I knew it was going to happen eventually, but they started pretty inspired with it. And now the last 2 or 3 have just been, oh yeah, and Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
I think it'll go through phases.
I'm sure.
It's like watching a Seth MacFarlane bit. Goes till it's funny, then goes too far, then goes even farther.
Oh, yeah.
Then goes till it's funny again.
And then goes until it's never funny again,
exactly.
probably.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the cold open.
Our host and musical guest is Ray Charles, a 47-year-old singer, songwriter, and pianist from Albany, Georgia.
Good diction.
It's right next to Plains, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
He is regarded as one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century and was often referred to by contemporaries as the genius. Among friends and fellow musicians, Charles preferred being called Brother Ray.
Yeah.
Something that you will not hear me refer to him as tonight because I am way too white to say that. He lost his vision as a child, possibly due to glaucoma. Weed could have saved this man. And constantly wore dark glasses. Or consequently, he wore dark glasses. Ray Charles,
our child might be blind. Get this man a blunt immediately.
Get him on the good stuff, the ganja. Ray Charles died in 2004 at the age of 73.
An icon. We were talking a little bit before the podcast, an icon of a time before both of us.
The time before many of these folks.
But Ray Charles and how he looks in his glasses and him at a piano smiling is a visual that we all know, whether it's because of the film Ray or just from him being referenced in pop culture all over the place. So other than knowing more of the songs than I didn't that he performs tonight, this was like, I don't know, I'm going to be the last guy in the world who's like, guys, Ray Charles is fucking fire. But that was the revelation that I got to have in this episode of seeing him in his late 40s and being like, that dude is so cool.
I guess
so slick.
Because when I came to know Ray Charles, I was a young man and he died in 2004. And that's when I graduated high school. So like he I really only knew him much as an old man, and all of his pop culture references were still mostly old man. I knew so many Ray Charles songs that I didn't even know were Ray Charles songs.
Yeah.
And then, seeing him in his early 40s or late 40s, kind of like still gotten some life in him, man.
But some
fun.
old man energy.
Yeah,
I got to say, Zach Hall.
He
Ray Charles
literally sounds like my grandfather.
He does not. I mean, I know the old adage that I'm not going to quote on this podcast about black people and how beautiful they all tend to be as they get older in age.
You just did.
I said it in a nice way, in a nice white way, right?
Sure.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm no expert here, but I look at you, Zach Hall, who is 40, almost 41 years old, and think of Ray Charles, who is 46 years old, and I do not see 5-6 years of difference. I see like 15 years of difference at least.
Okay.
At least.
I knew there was a compliment coming in there somewhere.
It was.
So it was cool to see him kind of younger and with a little bit more spunk and life to him.
And still in that phase of his career where he is already an icon, already going to be inducted in whatever museum, Hall of Fame, whatever for all time. So it does feel like he has this legend steez that he's bringing into the halls, which is really fun.
Victory lap type stuff.
Okay.
And even though he is from Georgia, he does sound just like my grandpa, who was from Eastern Kentucky.
Was your grandpa an old black man?
No, but the sound very similar.
Cool.
In his monologue, Ray Charles admits that he was reluctant to host the show.
Of course.
Tasteless, of course. But finally agreed when the producers promised that he could host from Carnegie Hall, which was my backup.
That is a good one.
It was too obvious.
Yeah, they would believe us. They would think we're actually in Carnegie Hall. That's where we should do the podcast next.
Next week. We'll see you there.
So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, let me say that tonight we are proud to be coming to you live from Carnegie Hall. Now listen, I got to tell you something. You see, now they think that I think that this is Carnegie Hall, but the joke is really on them because you see, I'm not the real Ray Charles.
I thought this monologue was great. You're right. You said, what was the word you used? Extemporaneous. Extemporaneous.
Yeah.
It does have that off the cuff dialogue from an artist between numbers in a concert where he's telling a little story. He's making people laugh, but more with charm than jokes. What did you think of him here? What stood out in the monologue?
It kind of felt like listening to my grandpa or uncle like tell stories to people. Like that's the way that he speaks, the way that the ebbs and flows of how he gets things out. It does kind of feel like, there's not really jokes in the story. It's the way he tells the story that makes it funny.
Well, and then the joke being the Carnegie Hall thing.
Right.
And I like how Ray is willing to poke fun at his blindness.
Yes, he is.
And whether it's his demand or the show giving him the upper hand, the way that they make the joke and then he always has the edge over it.
He always ends up countering the joke on them somehow.
So it's funny when we laugh because they're like, oh my God, they're making us think that they tricked him into thinking he's in Carnegie Hall. Of course he would know. And then he's like, yeah, I'm not a fucking idiot. I know where I am right now. I'm not Ray Charles.
Right.
The real Ray Charles is at Carnegie Hall. Yeah, this is pretty fun. And immediately I was impressed with Ray. And then he sings and plays music.
He's already sitting at the piano, so you can just hear it comes.
Yeah, he's like, if I was Ray Charles, I would start out the show like this. And he goes right into performing. I Can See Clearly Now. You know the song. I Can See Clearly.
Yeah, written by singer-songwriter Johnny Nash,
originally recorded by Ray for his 1977 album This Year, True to Life.
I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. I can see all Africa in my way. One of the dark cloud runouts that used to make me blind. I see a bright light. Oh, like the sunshiny day. Yes, I do. Well, I see.
The comedy of the irony of Ray Charles singing this as his first line of the first song on SNL is so goddamn good. His version of this song is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
And the fact that he sings this on the heels of making a joke about how the show is trying to use his blindness to pull the wool over his eyes on the venue is fucking genius.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
I got to be honest. I was expecting you to be the guy who's like, let's make the joke. Of course, he's blind guy singing I Can See Clearly Now.
Yeah.
I was not expecting you to explain why this is like purposeful in a funny way and kind of turn my mind on it. Like I don't know if I'd go so far as genius, but if this is Ray I don't know. Like I wrote down, like I'm an evolved enough man that I can hear this song. I can see clearly now.
Yeah.
And take away that the sight being discussed doesn't have to be literal.
Sure.
I went that far. I did not go as far as like Ray is winking and smiling and he's like, I'm doing this cover of this song lately. It's on my album. What if we open with this to say what everybody's thinking?
This exactly, because this guy is hosting a comedy show, doing double duty, which is still in season 3. Double duty is still kind of a fresh thing. Like only a couple of people have done it,
and it's been weird cases where does it count or not?
Yeah, it's one of those you can kind of like. So it's one of those. He's doing it, and he's got an affliction that a lot of other people that have hosted haven't or won't have. So the fact that he leaned into it and was like, I think that for my first song, it was such a funny joke.
I mean, I love the performance.
Yeah,
I think these performances tonight are some of my favorite musical performances in the show, period. He is so good. His voice, his musicianship, his backup singers, his band, his song choices, his energy, his interplay with everyone on stage without being able to see them is just incredible. And you are turning me to adding that bit of irony to this.
The high notes also at the end in his voice when he's just jamming out on the outro are so good. And the Raelettes sound fucking amazing.
I wrote that too. He has both like high end and low end when he's doing this vocalizing section. And you're right. He hits high notes. And I'm like, dude, you can still crush that like that?
Jackie Wilson type stuff. And he's going out on a slave joke about Jimmy Carter's family, which is just fucking amazing. Like this whole song, I was like, yep, I'm in.
This is the only time I'll say this phrase. You're totally right. We can't call Ray by his preferred nickname. But at the end of this song, when he's getting big love from the crowd, and he's like, oh, thank you. Bless your heart. Brother Ray appreciates you.
Yeah.
That is so real and so tight, and I love him so much. That's a good segue into the next thing. So why don't you keep going?
It is, because it's Carter's energy program. President Jimmy Carter, played by Dan Aykroyd, is angry that the American people have ignored his energy problem.
Throughout my campaign for president, I spoke of the intelligence of the American people. It was with this optimism that I introduced my energy program. But now my energy program is in severe trouble. Mainly because you, the American public, have failed to understand the urgency of the energy crisis. Even though I have explained it to you many times. Slowly, clearly, and using one-syllable words. Words like all, gas, all, gas. I said our economy and national security depended upon a comprehensive energy program. But did you respond? No.
It's funny because last night, for one reason or another, for the 4th or 5th time, I watched Moneyball. Oh. And Aykroyd reminds me of Brad Pitt's character in this, of Billy Bean, in this, because he's like, he has this plan for energy, for the country. And he explains it to everybody.
Yeah, and it makes so much sense.
And it makes so much sense if you actually follow the logic of it, but then nobody will fucking listen to him.
Yeah.
Because they think he's crazy.
There's some really good jokes in here. Thank God we have Downey in the room now.
Yeah.
The run of him, like, this is my favorite, I think, take on Jimmy Carter yet. He's like sensible and his ideas are strong and he's got this Southern quaintness, but underneath it, and this one, he's like, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, he's a little exasperated.
You are fumbling this bag. Like, let me work and I will make, the problem is clear. The solution is clear. Let's do this shit. And Americans are like, I don't know. But his tweets are funny. I don't know.
Yeah, we're idiots.
Super dumb. And the way that they call us out using the sketch is great. And opening it with that joke, you mentioned it, but Ray saying that he loves Jimmy Carter not because they're neighbors in hometowns, but because his family owned his grandpa.
Yep.
Is that true?
I don't think so, but it's, again, something that Ray is willing to lean into and poke fun at.
And he begins Georgia on my mind, which is hilarious, that whole opening. Yeah, this is quick. This is good. I think the Carter voice is strong. When he's pulling this exacerbated version of Carter and then he does the smile, it hits different.
Yeah.
When it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Through gritted teeth almost.
Nice, but not nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what the word I'm looking for is right now. Yeah, very backhanded. Zach-handed? Yo, I'll Zach hand you right behind the Circle 2 lounge any day. And that goes for all of you listeners. Anything else to say on this one?
I don't.
All right, honk off, bozos. Up next, we have a live sketch called Mamorex. Kind of a live sketch. Like Ray stays right where he is at the piano, and this begins right after it. Ella Fitzgerald, played by Garrett Morris, tries to fool Ray Charles into thinking a recording on a Mamorex audio tape is her live singing voice.
I've been a music lover all my life. So I can appreciate the sound of great and unique talent. Like the voice of my lady, Miss Ella Fitzgerald. All right. How are you today, Ella?
I'm fine, Ray.
Well, would you like to sing for us, baby?
Of course. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo-Doo-Doo-Wah, Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo-Wah, Scooby-Dooby-Doo-Doo-Doo-Wah. That's great, Ella.
Ray is funny as hell. And he is running this shit from that piano bench.
Mm-hmm.
He has way more control over this episode, not being able to see a fucking thing, than Charles Grodin and Louise Lasser did, for sure.
Is it too early to say, I think I unabashedly love this episode. I don't think it has the best sketches, but something about Ray holding it together at the center and his smile and how like
It just got the good
winking
energy,
he is
too.
when he tells jokes. He's so great.
Yeah.
So yeah, Garrett's, what do you think about Garrett popping out as Ella Fitzgerald?
Great. Garrett's funny as hell in this thing. And then when the tape doesn't start, like his like,
Give it a second.
it'll be along anytime. Like you can, Garrett's a good time in this.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Because this is a very cute bit because we're trying to quote unquote fool Ray Charles that it's actually Ella Fitzgerald singing,
Yep.
but then the audio cue takes way longer than it should.
Yeah.
And Garrett has to say something. They can't just wait.
And they did just record him, so then they just played him back over twice, which is funny.
They were way faster on it with Grodin last week when he
Yeah.
listened to himself back. And the reveal of the replay shattering Ray Charles' glasses and how they kind of take a second before we cut back to his face to see his smashed glasses.
Yeah, because you hear the smash, but the glass doesn't go anywhere.
Right, because it's on the recording because we smashed a glass last time.
Right.
Garrett picks up the glass and is like, what happened here?
Yeah.
Then we go to Ray and his glasses are all fucked up.
They are.
And he smiles through all of his lines, but he's so cool and so effortlessly fun that I love it when he's like dropping lines like, is Mamorex going to pay for my glasses? Or I can see you broke it again. All of this is fun. And
Yeah.
putting Ray and Garrett together is just classic, golden.
It was going to work.
Anything else on Mamorex?
Nothing.
I looked up Mamorex to see if it was a real thing. There was a brand of tapes called Memorex. So I
Memorex
guess
for
this
sure.
is,
So it's like a play
okay.
on it. You weren't old enough for Memorex.
I definitely used blank VHS tapes to record stuff a lot. That might have been Memorex.
Might have also done blank CDs in the early
Probably.
days of burning CDs as well. But yeah, Memorex tapes for sure.
I was just at the end where I thought having a blank VHS tape and being able to put anything I wanted on it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah. We should go back to that. Anyway,
Yeah.
a bumper.
Coming up next, did Guy Lombardo take New Year's Eve with him?
Did you Google?
I should have researched this when I did.
I got
not.
you.
Thanks.
Guy Lombardo was I believe, Canadian, I could be wrong on where he was from, a television personality who would often host the New Year's Eve, like Dick Clark of his
yeah.
time, maybe in Canada, I'm not sure. He had died just a couple days before this episode.
Oh, no.
So we're like, well, if Guy Lombardo's gone, is New Year's Eve gone too?
Probably.
It's kind of a sardonic but nice tribute to a man who had just passed.
Okay. Cool.
And then a live sketch. It's the Duty Girls. Dottie Duty, but not that kind of duty,
You
guys.
said duty.
Okay, be real mature. Dottie Duty, played by Lorraine Newman, tries to push her widowed sister Debbie, played by Gilda Radner, back into the dating world.
Yeah, because Howdy died.
A long time ago and on Weekend Update.
Yep.
This is a sketch pulled off of a Weekend Update bit quite a while after they originally did the joke.
Thanks, guys.
So it felt it felt like an interesting thing to return to in this way.
Yeah, but the visuals were fun.
The visuals are fun. The physical comedy is fun.
Yeah, Gilda.
The jokes are just a bunch of plays on the what time is it? It's howdy doody time. And I think the script and jokes are where this is mainly just fun to watch them bump into each other.
It really is.
And it is fun to watch them bump into each other. There's some good bits all throughout it. Lorraine does really cool stuff with her legs and feet where she's walking on like the balls of her feet and like stomping around. And she's really going method with I am a puppet.
Sure.
Gilda is so full of this boundless energy that she's just like bouncing around everywhere.
It looks like she's on a trampoline.
And it's awesome. I love when they go to Howdy Doody's urn that it's on a set of strings as well. I was almost hoping when Bill came in as the date that even his rose would be on a set of strings or something.
He kept trying to put the rose in the urn, which was funny.
That is funny.
And then the three puppeteers at the top that you don't even see till the end were great.
For a bumper.
Yeah.
Which one more second on this before we move on to that.
I wasn't trying to get there soon,
Yeah.
but like One thing I did notice in this, and man, I hate bringing this up.
What's up?
Gilda looks fucking rail thin in this thing. Like Gilda looks
I didn't notice this.
unhealthily thin in this sketch.
I definitely know that's something that the ladies.
I know she went through some things with that particular.
I know Lorraine too.
Yeah, and that's it hurts. It hurts my soul to see these things.
Yeah, I didn't notice it, but it hurts my soul too, and I hope not to notice it.
If I had a superpower, it would be to punish all of the people that have convinced beautiful women that they aren't beautiful.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Convince anybody that they're not beautiful.
No. Beautiful women.
Okay.
But yeah, stop doing that.
Or just women. Like,
yeah, but also stop doing that because it's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it.
I went to.
I have solved it.
Indianapolis Pride recently. I'll make this quick because we're just
My
talking
wife was
about
there too.
Beautiful people. Really? That's cool. Was she working or was she just attending?
She was attending.
That's awesome. It was fun. I love Pride because as I get older, I don't really like the crowds. I don't like the heat. I don't like the music. I don't like a lot of it. I love all the hot people and everybody at Pride is so hot. And when I say hot people, it's like every flavor of hot people. Like picture a beautiful person in your head of any gender identity from the most quote unquote normal to the most quote unquote out of the ordinary. The hottest version of that is at your local Pride. And it's a celebration of like, yeah, you've got a big tummy and you're letting it out. You're making it look hot over there. And
bear boy.
Yeah, very fun. Did you say rare?
I said bear boy. Yeah.
Anyway.
Got my tummy hanging out.
Anyway.
How'd you know?
Anyway, I did not have my tummy out, but I did have a gay Garfield shirt on.
Nice.
Where it's him and there's a thought bubble and it says, lasagna and cock. It got a lot of attention.
I bet.
Anything else on the Duty Girls?
Lasagna usually does.
Wait, string cancer. I just wanted to say it.
Yeah, string cancer. It's benign. It was a fun visual, but yeah, the jokes were minimal.
The visual is, in the physical comedy, is all there is to the sketch.
But it was
that's
also,
fine.
it was pretty original.
Yeah.
They've never done anything like that. Super fun.
I wonder how long I'll be done. I wonder how long they were holding on to this, if they've been wanting to get this sketch made since the Howdy Doody thing like weeks and weeks ago, and now we're just getting to it. But clearly the Doody, because didn't he kill himself in Weekend Update? Was the thing that he killed himself?
I remember them reporting on it, but I don't remember what the report was.
I feel like the joke was, what time is it? And his answer was time for me to die, and then he shot himself or something.
Okay. That's really funny.
Anyway.
Next we get a bumper because the cameras pan up to the crowd and a puppeteer, you see three puppeteers actually working Bill and Gilda and Lorraine, and it's great. A puppeteer knew Howdy personally.
I wonder who these guys are.
They're probably crew guys.
And I think the guy that they pan to is like smoking a cigar or a pipe or something. Is it a cigar?
Yeah.
It was really cool.
It's funny.
It was fun. After that, a live sketch. It's tomorrow. Tom Snyder, played by, of course, Dan Aykroyd, stumbles his way through an interview with Ray Charles. When tomorrow popped up, I was like, oh, thank God. Of course. This makes so much sense. Bring Ray on as himself and do one of these. This is going to be great. And then it was.
Yeah. Tom Snyder is kind of fun, man. I always have a good time with him.
And that goes to show with some of this old shit that, you know, sometimes we like to argue over the merit of going back to it. We didn't grow up. We had to look up who Tom Snyder was the first time he came up. And now he's one of my favorite impressions that Dan does. And I've still never really watched Tom Snyder other than the clip that the SNL cast was on early on in the show. And that's just kind of neat that something Dan brings to this character is captivating, whether you've seen them or not. Same like Baba Wawa.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the way I always love how specific he is about his crew. And he's like talking about pretzels and he's like mentions a guy's name. And he has such shorthand on television of like, my cameraman's a really big guy, loves the pretzels. I think those are fun details. What did you think about the interview? What stood out?
The laugh, as usual. Yeah, always good. And then just anytime Ray would respond to him, just like his immediate trying to clarify what he said was always funny to me.
Asking someone like Ray Charles, who musical talent seeps out of him. So why did you pick to be a singer instead of being like a watchmaker or well, first of all, he's a blind man. Yeah. Second of all, listen to him, listen to his voice. I feel like immediately anyone around him was like, oh my God.
Well, that was a great question. Nobody's ever asked him that before.
Ray's doing great with his lines. I thought all throughout this, the rhythm's great. I'm sure Dan is under some sort of like, well, to an extent, Ray could say anything. I don't know how well he knows his lines.
You would want to have nobody else but Dan in that position.
Yeah, and he crushes his part in this too. I love Tom's bit about not understanding what the blues are and who gets them.
Now, sir, Now, sir, if I were to go down to the Red Dirt County in Mississippi, and I get with Liza, his stories and this question, I go to prison. Would I then have the blues, sir? Like it's just very the way that he poses the questions are very funny.
Ray's calm, cool, collected responses of like, well, yeah, most people would, but I don't know, dude. You're kind of weird. Like, I don't know. Maybe you'll be the first. He is so quick that is a scripted interaction. But Ray says it like it's coming off the back of his head.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's raining pretty hard. Thunder, lightning. We are fighting a storm here in the Circle 2 Lounge, both literally and metaphorically. I think we're going to be okay. It'll be a real bummer if the power goes out, but even then, I think we'll be okay.
I mean, I don't know if the board will be, but yeah.
I imagine if the power goes out, our recording will be there.
Okay.
But I guess we'll find out when we find out. I hope it is, because I feel like we're kind of crushing it today.
We're on fire.
We're on fire. Anything else on tomorrow? Tom Snyder doesn't think he's ever had groupies. There's a fun interaction about that. When he asks Ray, what's it like to be blind? His follow-up is, what did you think about the movie The Miracle Worker?
I didn't see it.
Which must be, that's kind of a pointed joke. I'm sure someone like Ray Charles is being asked about someone like Helen Keller all the time. And he's like, dude, I don't know. I'm living a completely different life than that person. I have no clue.
I don't know every black guy either.
Ray's heightened sense of his other senses and being able to smell some really weird details about Tom Snyder that makes him uncomfy and cut the interview short. That was a fun way to end the sketch.
It was also a nice way to give Ray some, like a little feather in his cap.
Again, every time we kind of make a joke about him, like, Helen Keller, Miracle Worker.
He ends up on the better end of it.
He looks way cooler, of course. After that, what's up?
It's a woman in the crowd who actually likes anchovies.
Thoughts on anchovies, Zach Hall?
That's not even going to get them anywhere near me.
Have you ever had them in your life?
The smell of them alone makes me never want to be in a room with them again.
Do you like fish?
Yeah.
They are like very salty, very vinegary, have a very pungent smell. I tried them once as a child because they were always in cartoons, and I thought I'll be weird and try anchovies, and immediately was like, I'm not eating any of this pizza that my friend's dad just bought for us.
Well, I watched the Ninja Turtles live action movie as a kid, so.
Did they like anchovies?
No,
Yes.
No.
They hate anchovies.
Not.
Are the disgusting
they're on the phone with the pizza place telling them if they put anchovies on this thing, they're going to have a big problem.
Okay.
122 and an eighth.
Anchovy pizza on me. In memory of the Circle 2 Lounge, you and me. What you think?
Well, next we get a live sketch. It's the young Caucasians.
Speaking of, you got two of them right here.
You've got one of them. I am also a Caucasian. In a Memphis rehearsal hall in 1957, Mr. DeWitt, played by Garrett Morris, asks Ray Charles to listen to a recording group who call themselves the Young Caucasians. These are Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, Jane Curtin, Bill Murray, Lorraine Newman, and Gilda Radner.
The entire cast is in this sketch.
Correct.
And that's awesome.
Yes.
I'm group leader Jody Jobo, and this is Todd, Viv, Chip, Tammy, and Pammy.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Or as we're known professionally, the Young Caucasians.
I'd just like to say, Mr. Charles, we're so excited about doing your song.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we really love What Did I Say?
Yeah.
Why, we sing What Did I Say so well, we're going to make it part of our act. The Young Caucasian Salute to Negroes.
It's also going to be on our new Shades of White album.
So everything about this works.
This is very funny.
Everything about it works. Of course, Ray back in the day would be selling his songs to people to perform, and they would probably be white, and they wouldn't be this corny, but this is most of the cast, all of the cast minus Garrett, all of the white people from the cast as this band, the Young Caucasians. You just got to think like Brady Bunch. What was the Brady?
No, Brady Bunch is a perfect. And Von Trapp, it's like Brady Bunch meets Von Traps.
They had that like bright sunshiny day. Was that the Brady Bunch song?
I mean,
no, that's
remember.
The song Ray Charles sang earlier. But the Brady Bunch had like a single, and they did perform. This is exactly what this is. It's like the Partridge Family. It's like the Von Trapp family.
Very much.
And the cast nails this performance of Ray Charles' beautiful soul song, What I Say. Is that what it's called?
What I Say.
Hey, mama, don't you treat me wrong. Come and love your daddy all night long. Hey, hey, what did I say?
Performing that song so horribly. and it keeps like
So white.
threads of the melody, but everything, the instrumentation, the harmonies, the choreography.
Any contracted word is elongated and overpronounced. Like, it is just the whitest bullshit you can think of. It's so good. They take this song with a very distinctly, God, what is a way to say this that's not going to get me canceled?
It's just a Southern blues song.
But like the phrasing of the title of the song itself suggests a very specific dialect.
Okay.
And they are taking that dialect and shitting on it.
Yeah, Ray Charles is someone who can use that and
Yes.
respect that dialect. These
Yes.
guys can't, and
It is-
they're...
So my question to you, Zach Pruitt.
Oh. You want to hear a little bit of it right now?
We need to come up with at least one or two other songs that we know that we could do an extremely white rendition of to completely ruin the song.
I like this thought experiment. It'll take me a second. My counter question for you is, what is a song that is so white that a like soul bluesy R&B version of it wouldn't work? My first thought was Teenage Dirtbag by Doodys.
That is a good one.
But to think of
Stacy's mom.
What is a classic black song that white people should never touch? I mean, any of them really?
Kinda. But like just the fact that like what did I say is like very mashed into one like kind of couple syllable. What I say, and now they're like, oh, what did I say now? Like they just make everything sound so suburban and terrible.
In a world where Ben Folds already covered "Bitches Ain't Shit," it's
God.
hard to think of anything worse than that.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. And
Do you have an answer? Do you have a thought?
I like "Hot and Her" comes to mind for some reason.
Yeah, like a lot of like Nelly, Usher songs.
Nelly specifically because his like somewhat pseudo Southern Midwestern dialect and words that he chooses to use are just
Totally.
I just think the concept of this is so funny, taking something that is so distinctly not white and making it that way, but in a way that's making fun of the people doing it.
And doing it in front of Ray Charles,
Yes.
performing the song. A cast member that I think really stands out in the sketch is Dan Aykroyd.
I was gonna say Dan and John both.
John stands out. Also, Jane has a really nice moment where she says why they didn't do the Arkansas verse because they're from Arkansas, and I know your ma and pa.
Yeah.
But Dan, like, he's the one who gets to say we're the young Caucasians. And the way he pronounces it just adds so much depth to, oh my God, immediately I know exactly, we're the young Caucasians.
Shades of White. It's a funny album cover.
Album cover,
But
and they
it's like
all
a funny
hit their
one.
position. That's going to be us if we're ever in New York adjacent to the Rainbow Room sign.
I just need to know what other songs we could really caulk up. We could really give the Cajun treatment.
I would love to give you an idea, but it's hard to not want to like put a period at cock up.
Yep,
It's hard to not want to just leave it there.
We'll figure out what we can cock up later. Well, what's next? It's pretty obvious what's next.
Up next, Ray says he likes his version better,
And he plays it.
and then he treats us to it.
And
Ray Charles performs What Did I Say, which he releases a single in 1959, and it is considered to be one of the first soul songs.
Which is a perfect song to Caucasian. That's a perfect young Caucasian song. Let's take the first soul song.
I'm sure a true expert, there's probably a
Sure.
educated debate to have about where did soul start, but
sure.
it makes sense that Ray Charles really popularized it with this song back in the late 50s.
Oh, man, treat me wrong. Come and love me all night long. All night long. All night long. Tell mom, tell pa, gonna say I'll get some pain. 'Cause you want to die. Girl, you know you want to right now. Oh, now what I say, tell me what I say. What I say. Tell me what I say, man. What I say.
I gotta say, I do like his version, and the Rhodes that he's playing sounds so good.
Yeah.
You just don't get tones like that from any other instrument.
Say a Rhode?
The Rhodes piano specifically, the Rhodes keyboard is you hear it and you're like, that's a Rhode. You just know immediately.
Well, whether you know the instrument or not, the sound that it creates.
It's so good.
I wouldn't quite call this isn't a funk song, but when he comes in with the Rhode keys in the beginning, it sounds so funky.
It's
and
very cool.
it is very cool. This performance is great. And it sounds like a completely different song.
It does sound like a totally different
If
song.
I didn't already know this song, I would be like, that's not the song that they just played, which shows how wonderfully they skewered it in that performance.
They butchered it.
And if they hadn't crushed this, it would have been really painful to just listen to the same song twice.
Yes.
But instead, I'm here for it. And I wanted to hear him play it. And I wanted to hear what he would do.
It was like watching Super Size Me, which the goal of that movie was to make people not go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I could not think about anything else but eating McDonald's by the time I was done watching that movie. It's all I wanted to do.
That's fair.
Oh, I was so hungry. Yeah, I got nothing else but compliments for this song, but I really enjoyed the performance. The Raylettes did awesome.
Yeah,
like,
I love the call and response with the Raylettes.
Call and response is like the whole it's like the crux of this entire song.
He does he gets into some weird noises and he does one where he's like, yeah. And I love it.
Their responses to him were awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, his is all very unique and very Ray.
And it kind of closes going back to the sketch where Garrett's like, look, I love it. I know you love it. White people aren't ready for this shit
yet. Yeah, we can't handle that.
Awesome. Legendary.
What's next?
Weekend Update with Jane Curtin and Dan Aykroyd. They're here to report on this week's top stories. We're going to kick it off with Rosalind Carter, who still has high hopes for her son amidst dwindling popularity.
She's got something for her son.
It's a picture joke where they build up. It's been referenced here. People aren't super high on Jimmy Carter right now. Or at least people are starting to question him a little bit more than they did when they elected him.
They hired him. Yeah.
When they hired him. And so, of course, his sweet mom, still believes in him. But the picture joke, if Jimmy Carter was a long-dicked man, she's on shaft. Her hand is on shaft.
She's got it.
Maybe Jimmy Carter's a grower, not a shower. And that's just full leg.
That happens.
Yeah.
That happens to white guys. I don't know how. But it is it's just a picture joke.
As soon as they make the comment, I mean, I'm like, where is she touching him? And then they call it to attention. I'm like, oh my God. After that, O.J. Simpson undergoes cosmetic surgery.
It's a trans joke.
Is that the joke?
They show a picture of a woman and say that he's instead of playing football, he's going to cook for them.
I see that. I thought, and this might be my racism showing or my assumption, I thought that was supposed to be a picture of Aunt Jemima. And I thought maybe there was another joke here with he's going to cook for them. And whatever it was, I didn't think the joke connected. Did you?
It did. The crowd didn't really get much into it, no.
I think OJ hosts the show this season.
He's already been in the crowd.
That's true. And we have a group of radical infants that are clashing with National Guardsmen at Kent State.
More Kent State stuff. I didn't research how close the actual incident was to this episode.
Same.
I should have.
But it is kind of a dark joke, and the picture works in the context, so I'll allow it.
Yep.
The line, what is it? They're protesting the construction of a jungle gym where 7 of their classmates were unjustly spanked. That's dark. That's kind of like the... whatever the joke about the boy killing his brother was last week. They've turned it into a silly joke, but if you take an extra second like we do on this show to think about the news story behind it, it's like, oh, fuck.
Yikers.
Dark.
Well, then Jane delivers a PSA on the spread of babies. Sorry. Slightly better than that. Rabies.
Slightly better than that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jane is just talking about rabies while Dan foams at the mouth and woofs for the full time.
Yep.
The National Health Service has called a nationwide rabies alert. Rabies is carried by rodents and passed on to stray animals and house pets. It is characterized by a foaming at the mouth and a crazed viciousness. Rabies is indetectable in its early stages, and once it does become detectable, it is also irreversible and fatal. So if you are bitten by an animal that may be rabid, capture it and bring it to a doctor. Otherwise, you will have to undergo painful series of rabies shots. So if your husband looks like this and bites you, take him alive to a doctor.
And it is moments like this that show me the idea they had when putting Dan at the desk, because he will happily woof and foam at the mouth in a weird way, in a I'm almost gonna make you believe it kind of way, where Chevy or even Bill probably would do it in a way that's like, look how cute I am at this silly thing. He goes full ugly and spit with it.
Speaking of, we didn't even we didn't call out the joke at the top of the Weekend Update, which is Weekend Update with Chevy Chase.
Long pause.
Oh, sorry guys, old script.
You catch what Jane said?
With who?
No, yes, but after that, she says a Chase line and says no problem. It's like when he says, "Oh, it's an old script," he's like, "Okay, no problem." And to me, it felt like a Chevy Chase nod.
Toy butt.
Anyway, where do we leave off?
Researchers learn new information about the death of Socrates.
He's fat, and that's the joke. And he was on a diet, and instead of poisoning himself, he had liquid protein. And because of his diet, it killed him.
Send him to Pride with his shirt off.
Double lard. He'll look so hot.
What's next? Comedians Bob and Ray confirm their marriage.
This joke kind of falls flat.
Yep.
Dan kind of biffs delivering it.
And then has to try to explain it to try to make it better.
Because he says it right and then like chokes up and says the thing that he said right again. He just skipped a word that he could have kept breezing past it.
I think he thought they would get a better laugh and they didn't.
There is this fun interplay between Jane and Dan going on that's kind of off kilter, where afterwards he's like folding it up and he's like, I'm going to take that home. And Jane's like, I think you should.
Yep.
And put it underneath your pillow. And Dan's like, okay. And then we move on and it feels like something weird is going on between them.
They
and
definitely
this,
improv'd all that.
Unsettling. Yeah. Pretty fun.
In Philadelphia, a statue of Benjamin Franklin was rushed to a hospital after it collapsed with what appeared to be a case of Legionnaire's disease. A later diagnosis revealed it was just stoned. Just stoned,
I got it, Dan.
the statue.
Well,
Is it a stone? Is it a weed joke?
I think it's a weed joke, but
and then it's obviously it's a statue joke.
And then Dan has to like explain it, and yeah.
I thought that was funny though, the way that Dan sells stuff like this better than Bill Murray has in his critic role in the past couple weeks, where, like with the ant jokes. We'll get to that in a second. Where Dan's like, stone, get it? I said stone. And Jane's like, yeah, I got it. He's like, stone. He just doesn't care if the joke is actually funny or not. He will drive it until it comes around.
Well, speaking of critic Bill Murray criticizes Time Magazine's review of Close Encounters of the Third Kind for spoiling the film.
Your take on this?
I mean, it's the same thing we've seen twice already, and I'm kind of, and again, if the entirety of the comedy comes from, well, I'm serious, you knuckleheads, get out of here. I mean it. Like, I'm waiting for something funny to be said.
And he doesn't even sell that aspect of it as hard this time. The character felt a little muted.
And then at the end, he kind of seems like he either flubs or loses something because he starts kind of almost laughing it off, and then he apologizes to Jane, but in a weird way. This whole...
If it's scripted, it feels awkward. If it's not scripted, it feels awkward.
This whole thing didn't land today.
So have you ever seen the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
I have not yet.
I have not yet either. Steven Spielberg, one of his classic original films, he just released his latest film. It's called Disclosure Day, and it's also about aliens in a way. And there's a parallel to draw here that we're talking about his Alien movie from the 70s. As he puts out his Alien movie, you're hanging yourself. You would rather die than watch another Steven Spielberg Alien movie?
No, I'm just other things.
What? Let's hear it.
It's like in the news right now. It's in one of the things they're trying to use as a distraction from the real problems in America. We're going to tell you about the aliens. Like it's just a fucking...
That has nothing to do with Steven Spielberg.
But it's just
hey guys, we're going to tell you aliens are real.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Disclosure Day is about.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When you said Disclosure Day, that's why I started rolling my eyes.
It's about the government's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. I see you now. Anyway, I haven't seen the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So I can put myself in the shoes of someone watching this Weekend Update bit around the time that movie came out. The joke here is Bill is criticizing a review that spoiled the movie. And in this bit, air quotes, he spoils the movie. I've never seen the movie, so I don't know if it's right or not, but I still get that same annoying feeling of like, well, now I don't really want to watch that movie because I feel like, okay, I guess I get the movie now.
Did someone ruin Titanic for you?
Well, that's based on world history.
Did someone ruin The Usual Suspects for you?
Actually, I did have that spoiled for me before I saw
sucks.
it. Yeah, or at least I knew that the ending was the whole thing before I saw it.
That fucking sucks.
Like I've never seen The Sixth Sense.
I went in completely
because I know the ending.
Yeah, I went in completely blind to Usual Suspects, and it was awesome.
I bet. I mean, it's still a great movie.
I don't ever want to see Sixth Sense exactly for that reason. I know what the whole movie is now.
I would maybe watch it, but I never felt driven to it because I had it spoiled. Yes.
We just talked about how I watched Moneyball for like the fifth time last night. I watched just recently A Beautiful Mind again because now that you know the ending, seeing different things in it throughout the movie, like when his...
I've never seen it, so tread lightly.
Yeah. Never mind.
Finish your thought.
No, because I can't. I'd be spoiling something.
Because that is a movie that I want to see, for sure.
Then I won't.
Is there a twist?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll put that on the to-do list for sure.
Yeah, you should. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I will. And I know I'll love it. Anyway, it bothered me.
I have 2 words for you, my guy.
Yes.
And they are Jennifer Connelly.
I'm in. Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I needed to hear.
It's over.
Anyway, this bit pissed me off because it made me not want to watch a great movie. So fuck you.
Yeah,
critic Bill
and
Murray.
also it pissed me off because I love Bill Murray and I just want success and good things from him on the show, especially like I want this first season that he's like in a full season to be like Chevy who, but it doesn't feel like that yet.
Off Weekend Update, I think he's really found a nice place in sketches, but more as a utility player than a star player. I get why he's in this position because you guys like this, get out of here, I'm kidding thing, because you're giving it to me every week. And when you're new on this show and trying to make a name for yourself, sometimes that means digging your heels in the ground for a bit that everyone would prefer you move on from.
And I'm angry at the 7 people in the audience that keep chuckling every time he says that shit.
Yeah.
Because now they keep bringing it back every week.
Anyway, after that, back to Weekend Update with Jane Curtin and Dan Aykroyd. Burt Reynolds is photographed with a dog.
Yes, he is. And they make a picture joke about it.
It kind of looks like he's ripping one of his legs off.
And they say that he ripped one of his legs off. And if that were actually true, Burt Reynolds would be dead by my own hands.
Keep Burt Reynolds. Well, he is, but keep him away from that dog.
By my own hands, he would be.
Okay. Do you have an alibi for the death of Burt Reynolds? What were you doing? Were you in California at the time?
My dogs are fine, thank you.
Okay. And then another animal cruelty picture joke. A man is wanted for punching a bald eagle.
He's holding one.
You were more, it hurts you more to think of a dog being harmed than a bald eagle, doesn't it?
It's a fucking bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the NBC Dancing N, my favorite reoccurring character lately, delivers a special news bulletin. It dances in.
The dancing in dances in.
And dances in.
No, that's a sentence.
And then it delivers the bulletin and then didn't really have one. Just
the
wanted to
bulletin
dance.
is please dance with me.
Yep.
And they do. And it's the same joke as last time.
Kinda.
And I'm not mad at it
Nope.
yet.
Nope.
But I hope that they try new angles. Yep. Keep doing it, but find a new angle towards it.
Let's try exploring some other areas.
Of the end.
But check your lease because you're living in Fuck City. Yeah.
I like that. So the N is so lost when it's in like the back of the stage dancing. It has no idea where it is or what's going on. It's just tap dancing its life away. And Dan is trying to encourage the N to come up stage to be more in focus. You can see him doing it. He like puts his arm around the N, is like dancing, and the N is like, I'm sat. This is where I live until I can take this costume off.
Maybe feeding into your theory that it's just a random dancing cast member or not cast member. But
that's a good point, because if it was Gilda or Lorraine, they would probably feel led by Dan's hand and be like, oh, Dan's got me. Okay, I'll go straight. Right. Love the end.
Love the
Pretty
end.
Great.
Good night. Have a pleasant tomorrow.
I thought this was a pretty good weekend update, minus Bill.
I thought it was an okay weekend update. I thought it relied heavily on picture jokes, not too much of the actual like word or political or news jokes landed as much. And then, Bill.
I think the reason I like this one a little bit more is I'm pretty surprised and impressed by how much the Jane and Dan thing is working better than how it was working just 3-4 episodes ago.
Okay.
There's some genuine chemistry, and Dan is pulling some jokes that feel like they were meant to be told by Dan Aykroyd, like him foaming at the mouth and woofing. I'll give them that. But I hear you. Not incredible, but pretty solid.
Okay.
What's next?
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Charles performs I Believe to My Soul and Hit the Road Jack.
There are actually a few other songs in this medley as well.
He does like a little medley, but these are the two big ones. I think
I've Got a Woman shows up, and Them That God is the other song.
I Believe to My Soul is from his 1961 album, The Genius Sings the Blues, and it is also famously the sample for Kanye's big single, Gold Digger. And Hit the Road Jack, released originally as a single in 1961.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more.
Oh, woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. But I guess if you said so, I'm gonna have to pack my things and go on.
That's right.
I would have even guessed that Hit the Road Jack was a song that Ray Charles did a cover of and not his original song.
That's definitely him.
Because with these blues singers, even the most iconic ones, they're singing old standards and putting new riffs on them.
You know, we'll see him next week. He's
mad respect. Hit the Road Jack.
Yeah.
One of the greatest jazz duets, vocal duets of all time.
It's a timeless song to me. Like yes, I can feel kind of the corniness and some of the old timey folkiness from the language in it, but the melody and the fucking like the way shit comes out and his voice and the Raylette's voice, that song will never go anywhere in my mind.
His talking sections in that song, both setting up the song, but mainly the repeated what'd you say? Hit the don't you come back no more. Then he says something, don't you come back no more. And he gets like, don't say it again.
Yeah.
He's like, I fucking swear, bitch, if you say that one more time, I'm going to smack your ass around. And it does get to that like, baby, it's cold outside place where it's like, ooh, calm down, man.
Yeah.
But it's Ray and he's cooking and every ramp up, I'm like, how many more does he have in him? And then it ends at the right perfect moment with the last one. This dude has been performing this song at this point for like 18 years, 16 years, however long. And he doesn't seem like one of those legacy acts that's like singing these songs because he has to.
Right.
He still has some juice to squeeze out of it.
Oh, yeah.
This is also, we didn't mention his group from the 50s. They talk about that this is a reunion of a small band that he used to play with in the 50s.
He also, again, said something really funny to me in here. He said, I haven't seen them in 18 years.
Yeah. I'm sure blind people just use phrases
I know,
like that.
but it's still funny to me.
I didn't even clock that one. And he lists all their names. I didn't do research on them, but I know there will be some heads that come into our chat that will know everything about all of these musicians. And this is where I'll show my, like, I don't know all these songs. I don't know all these amazing, infamous musicians. So, like, school me in. Tell me about these folks. I bet they're great.
Let's hear it.
And then Ray picks up the sax. He plays the saxophone in this section to close it out. There's an extended jam with this band, and him playing with these old heads, it does hit different.
Oh,
a little bit.
Like you can feel like they did this yesterday, and they hadn't done it in years and years. It's just awesome.
Just incredibly dynamic, and absolutely they meet Ray where he's at. Anything else on the medley? What about this medley compared to things like the Kinks medley that you haven't enjoyed? Did you like this
medley?
journey
I guess
through the songs?
I did enjoy a little more. I thought the transitions were a little better, and the variety and dynamic between them was a little better.
And the length of it, and Ray has so many great classic songs. I mean, of course the Kinks do too, but Ray Charles really has a lot of great classic songs.
Ray Charles.
You can't leave some of these
universally timeless songs.
Okay, what's next?
You tell me.
And now, I messed up the easy word. And now, Franklin Ajayi. Our featured performer is Franklin Ajayi. He is a 28-year-old comedian, actor, and writer from New York City. He released a series of comedy albums starting in '73 and is best known for acting roles in films like Car Wash and the Sam Peckinpah film Convoy.
Which I've really had a wild hair up my ass to watch Convoy.
Oh.
And I haven't done it yet, but because we did the Chris Christopherson episode, right? And I actually...
Is he in that?
Yeah. Well, Chris Christopherson was in it. So Chris Christopherson stars in the movie Convoy.
In the movie Convoy, okay.
And the movie Convoy is based on a novelty song
Convoy,
which is sung by a man named William Fries, but as his character, C.W. McCall, who's a trucker. Now, the Convoy takes place on the 6th of June. So whenever it's June 6th, I'm always texting my boys and saying Happy Convoy Day. Because it was the dark of moon on the 6th of June. That's how the song starts out.
You and your boys have this inside joke about Convoy?
My dad was a trucker. So I grew up in trucks. And so like he could convince me to go on trips with him sometimes.
And
why
then not?
We would he would throw on C.W. McCall's entire tape. And so it's all these trucker songs.
That's
fun. All the lyrics are all trucking lyrics, and it's all this song got big, and they made a movie out of it.
Out of the song?
Yeah.
That's like if Achy Breaky Heart, the movie, came out.
Essentially, yeah. Mm-hmm. But if Achy Breaky Heart wasn't actually he was trying to make a serious country pop song, this is not even the guy's real name. It's like a character doing a novelty comedy
It's a story.
song. Yeah.
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 I know the Convoy song.
It's like if they made a movie out of a fucking Flight of the Conchords song.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Seriously.
The Convoy song I know because of The Simpsons. They sing that.
Interesting.
And noteworthy.
I know the whole fucking song. No, not a chance.
It's our last show.
No.
So Franklin Ajayi in his performance, and then we really got lost on Convoy for a second. He's still alive. He's 77, and tonight in this performance, he jokes about reruns of Star Trek.
The thing about Captain Kirk is that he's either the bravest man in the universe or the most foolish. He's always talking rough, see? He's always threatening people. He'll land on a planet, start talking rough, before he even learns if he can breathe and the stuff. Captain Kirk is running off at the mouth. Give us the Zenite. We're from the Federation, damn it. And Captain Kirk is my ship's idiot, Mr. Spot, And the thing is, he's always telling he's from the Federation. Man, they don't care. These people are grotesque, man. They don't care. You know what I mean? They go, we don't care where you're from. Man, look at us. We have to live like this. think we care from your front. We're just happy you're here, man, because we're bored. We're too smart to have fun. So I'm gonna turn your black security man into a cube. Brother is gone. Hey, beam me up, Scotty, beam me up, man. Analyze, Mr. Spock. The nigga's a cube, Captain. Jim, I don't think we should mess with them. You know, he hit Watson, and he was the fastest one we had.
So Franklin Ajayi is an alleged comedian, an alleged actor and writer.
Oh.
This felt like someone's uncle coming out to try to do a stand-up routine.
I didn't feel that way about this.
I'll
hear you out.
I was just sitting there waiting for him to say something even remotely clever or funny. And it was just like a guy attempting to be a caricature of a comedian.
That's interesting to me. I felt like he had like stoner swagger.
The material was terrible.
Well, if you don't want to hear 5 minutes just about Star Trek, like that is kind of an interesting section of, I'm sure, his material to pick, because it is a little bit, it'll leave you on the outside looking in if you don't really know Star Trek. I did like the bit in the beginning where he's like being in the hotel, I'm watching TV all the time, and I catch myself watching the same episode of something for the 90th time, looking for something new in it. And that felt like a personal call out.
See, to me, that was what set it up. It felt like I was reading just like a run-of-the-mill Reddit comment from somebody who's not funny at all. Or like a meme from our teenagers, like ever for the 98th time, I was like, tell me something funny.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, the Star Trek material was pretty easy. Like a couple of the lines that were like a black man telling jokes about Star Trek always killing black people. Like that's a common thing, but hearing it come from someone who grew up like seeing that as a depiction of themselves on TV, that was kind of a fun take on it. And then because it's a black guy delivering it, him allowing Spock to say the N-word through his skit, through his stand-up was kind of fun. I feel like this guy having this conversation would be like the star of a circle of friends who are all like talking, and he's making all these riffs about Star Trek.
Sure.
He probably could have picked better
But it also feels like his friends told him how funny he was, and then he came up on stage and found out that only his friends think that, in my opinion. And
you didn't think it was funny when they turned him into a cube?
The end was really awkward, too.
I thought it was weird and probably got him not reinvited on the show, but I thought there was something kind of like, I'm just a dude coming up here telling some jokes. I'm like, am I done? Okay, bye. I even liked how he wasn't introduced as a comedian.
Right.
And so his line, for a second, you're a little bit like, what's this guy going to do? Because Ray introduces him and then he's like, most of you guys aren't going to know who I am, and that's okay. And then he starts his stand-up spiel. That gives some confidence that I can respect. This was okay for me.
I just didn't like the material.
I get it.
I don't think it's very funny.
I get it. I'm not going to defend it that much, but I would check out a Franklin album to see if I think his other stuff is funny. Up next, we have
It's a live sketch. It's Evelyn Woodski's slow reading course.
Buckle up, folks.
Use Evelyn Woodski's slow reading course to read with ease at a manageable pace.
That was great.
Thanks.
All the time when I'm editing this podcast, I'm shortening pauses that don't need to be as long as they are. I'm keeping every uncomfortable millisecond of that.
You have to.
This is the way you were taught to read, averaging hundreds or thousands of words per minute. This is the way you could be reading with the Evelyn Woodski slow reading course.
Sure, I was skeptical. I think everybody is. But believe me, I can now read 10, maybe 12 times slower than before.
I used to be a heavy speed reader, and I never laughed when I read Mark Twain. But now that I take my time, I find him very funny. Did you know that reading all the words in a story can help you understand the humor?
This was a really fun sketch.
It was.
Excellent Dan narration going from the fast to slow. Of course, he's the right guy to pick for that.
Yep.
Evelyn Woodsky appears to be a fictional name. I Googled the name, not a real person.
You Woodsky.
Nice. I was expecting to Google her and see that she had like a faux pas in the press where she read really slow or something. It seems like she's totally fake. This feels like maybe I'm just like wanting to pin everything on Downey now. But it feels smart in the way of him being like, you stupid idiots, slow down and actually read what you're reading. Don't just zoom through everything. That feels like a Downey mentality to me because I know he is kind of got a conservative, like stern look on certain things.
Kind of has like a Jack Handy tone.
Yeah.
Which is pre-Jack Handy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny.
But I like about that. The line that Jane drops is so classic. Did you know that reading all of the words in a story can help you understand the humor?
It's funny because Jane is reading that as a like sarcastic and satirical joke. And I'm sitting here in 2026 looking at you going, so your generation and the one after, do you guys know that if you actually read entire words, if you read words in sentences that they mean things? Like,
well, yeah.
I'm having such a hard time lately, like with fucking all kinds of stuff.
Tell me. I agree with you.
Since I was a child, I've had very, very short fuse dealing with people less intelligent than myself.
Okay.
Just in any capacity.
Which often can feel like most people to you sometimes.
I guess everyone thinks they're smart. You know, in school, I was kind of a good student and up to a certain point. But it wasn't that even I was a good student. It was that
smarts and intelligence can be.
It was
different.
that I could do the same work as the good students without doing any of the hard work they had to do.
Yep.
So yeah, I have a bit of a chip on my shoulder about when people treat me like they don't think I'm as smart as I am, and it really gets like it's a big problem for me at home. But yeah, there's people in life right now, my age, your age, my age,
okay.
all that they have to read at this pace. And it's because in school they chose to fuck around and not pay attention and not try and think it wasn't cool. And now they're putting their burdens on all of the rest of us.
Like everybody slow down.
Because they can't fucking understand stuff. I went through a tough day yesterday.
Yeah.
Because someone didn't know how to read. And I really...
Would you like to tell the story? Can
not on the pod, but
okay.
I will tell you off the pod. I was fired up yesterday.
Okay.
So yeah, this one hits home. I think this is a funny sketch. I enjoy it. There is a disc golf content creator on YouTube named Anthony Bedanza.
Called out.
I watch his videos.
You love him. He's the one that you think he's wrong all the time.
I don't.
Yeah? No?
This is a different guy.
Okay.
This guy, I have to watch his videos on 0.75 speed.
Too fast.
I will not be able to understand what he says otherwise. Even with captions. It's fucking insane.
Sometimes I think people who listen to stuff like our podcast, if they were to listen to it double speed, I feel like that's kind of psychopath behavior.
A little bit.
If you're trying to absorb information as fast as possible, I get it. But listening to something conversational that's kind of meant to be put it on while you're driving, like to need to listen to it twice as fast is like a little crazy.
When we listened to the Lorne book on the way to and from Toronto, Jenna had it at 1.5 speed to start. And I said, this has got us so we went down to 1.25.
Yeah.
And I was totally fine with that.
Yeah. That's a little bit different.
I sit in here with disc golfers that also watch Anthony Bedanza videos, and I was sitting there with a giant smile on my face because they didn't know, and I was like, "What do you guys notice about this video?" And they're like, they couldn't get it. I was like, "You can understand him," and they looked at me and I said, "It's at 0.75 speed," and their eyes got so big because they're like, "He just sounds like a normal person."
Well, okay, to go back to the sketch a little bit, the point that you made that I agree with, and I think it's a two-handed thing, is like, you guys all need us to slow down, and that is your cross to bear. But there is the other side of like, when you get stuck in, I'm so smart, I can do this in a jiffy, you will get to the point where you're reading a page of text in a book and then feeling like you need to read it again because you were going through the motion, but you weren't processing every word that you are reading. It definitely goes both ways. And
it does.
I'm sure I would find Mark Twain a lot funnier today if I took my damn time trying to read it than when I was doing it for an assignment in school.
Probably. When I used to live in LA for a long time, and I came home to visit several times, and my cousin once like looked at me and just like dead inside, and he's just like, "You talk so fast." It's just in that area of the country, everybody does, you know. And in the Midwest, it's slow life. So like watching this sketch reminded me of trying to listen to a story from a boomer. Like, I already know what the end of your sentence is going to be 4 words in, but you think you have to take 2 minutes to finish it. I'm fucking done. I stopped listening so long ago.
Whether they think they need to or not, like you are somehow unable to not tell this thought in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I have that problem all the time.
What is this from? it's from Ant-Man. You put the quarter in him, man. You got to let the whole song play.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
You got anything more on Evelyn Woodsky?
When Ray Charles shows up and to announce that there's also the slow reading course for blind people as well. And he talks about how he used to get blisters on his fingers from reading in Braille. And now he has this. And he's like, when you can read like this. And he's grinning the whole time. He knows he's being cute and clever, and it is cute and clever. And I just loved Ray. He's so pleased with himself, and I'm so pleased with him right back.
He's been a fun host.
After that,
it's a bumper. A man shakes hands on the first date.
Whore.
How could you?
Botched bumper.
A little.
Because the guy comes up, a flash of the text.
A flash of the...
Then they go back to the visual from the end of the last sketch, and then they pull it away, and we're back to the actual bumper. A little weird.
Little botched.
It's live TV. That shit happens. Small botch.
That's a botch job.
That's a botched toe.
That's a botched toe.
Then a live sketch called Blackout. Burglars, played by Dan Aykroyd and Garrett Morris, face difficulty in robbing Ray Charles in his hotel room when the lights go out.
This reminds me of the movie Enough.
I don't know that movie.
It's very aptly titled.
You've been dropping a lot of good movies today.
This one's not good.
Well, I've never heard of it, so that's
Lopez
interesting
movie.
to me. Okay. Got it. Loud and clear.
Yeah,
that's a film.
I've said enough. So they try to rob Ray in his hotel room. Ray turns the lights out because, you think darkness is your ally.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in it. He's molded.
I was born in it, molded by it.
Yeah. Ray's got it.
By the time I saw the light, I was already a man.
It's another way that they are making fun of his blindness and kind of using it as a joke against him. And then once again, Ray comes out on top.
The way that, and I don't know this, I'm talking out of my ass. That's what this podcast is. The way that the sketch reads, I almost feel like this one could have been Ray's idea because there's not a lot to it. There's like one joke and it's done pretty well. And it feels like the type of joke that he would tell to friends of like, if someone robbed me, all I have to do is turn the lights out and I'll get them out. And he's pleased as punch this whole time. The bit works. It's got this weird intro where he's talking about New York over a picture, and the phone call thing doesn't really. It could have just been they knock, they try to rob him,
I don't know
he
if they
beats
were
them
just
up,
like
and it's
needed
done.
extra time to get him into his place or something. Like the intro did seem slow and clunky.
Or that's another thing that makes me feel like maybe this was Ray's idea and the writers tried to beef it up a little bit. And it really could have just been this aside where they try to rob him. Dude, one thing that I love is that Garrett is like, that's Ray Charles. And Dan's like, who?
Oh.
the black guy is like, we can't rob him. And Dan's never heard of him. That was a fun bit.
That's pretty good.
But Ray, they like get him with the gun. He kind of talks them down and you can tell that he's working on a plan this whole time. When they get him back to his seat, all the noises you hear while the lights are out are awesome. The gun's going off. Things are crashing. You're hearing noise from all the fellas.
It's like a cartoon.
It is like a cartoon. It gets real. And then the lights come on and he's like, oh yeah, I did that shit. Can I get some neck bones and collard greens and the police, I guess? I loved how the police were an afterthought. He's like, damn, they made me think about room service when they knocked on the door. I want to get me some food. I guess I should tell somebody what happened here. This is awesome.
It's a fun sketch. It's nice and short, too.
Very nice and short.
Well, coming up next, it's a mid-show crisis, and it's somehow 85% of the way through the show.
It's a little late for a mid-show crisis.
A little bit.
But that's how midlife crises go.
I guess. Well, then next week, we get my man Buck Henry is in the studio to announce that he's hosting the show next week.
He's always here to show face.
He's going to be our first five-timer, isn't he?
Yep.
And he's with, oh my God, is it my birthday? Buck Henry with musical guest Leon fucking Redbone. And the top 5 finalists for Anyone Can Host. We're going to get to meet Miskell. It's exciting.
And we'll get to see the others that were up for it and if we agree with the choice that they made as well. I think that's going to be fun to talk about.
We'll see if it was a hit or a Miskell.
So, nice. We're on episode 5. This is a 20-episode season. We're a quarter of the way through.
Mid-show crisis.
Are you open to a season 3 has been pretty decent so far conversation?
It has been pretty decent so far.
Yeah, we've had...
I was even a little skeptical of Grodin, and by the time we were done talking about it, I was like, that wasn't that bad of an episode.
That's what I'm saying.
Good.
Steve Martin was great. Madeline Kahn was great.
Yep.
Hugh Hefner episode was kind of weird.
A little weird.
But it wasn't fully bad.
It was what you expected it to be.
Yes. And then last week was a weird surprise. And this week was a weird super surprise for me.
Mm-hmm.
Season 3, it's not out of the weeds yet. We're still early days.
We got work to do.
But a stronger start than season 2 for sure. Good to have Buck Henry show up. I like him dropping his line about like we were at 150,000 postcards and America's in a lot of trouble. And Buck on SNL with his goofy ass sweater, that just feels like I'm home.
Yeah. And Leon. I'm excited for Leon.
Next week's going to be great.
Yeah.
Whether it's amazing sketches or not, Buck's the host, so we're in great hands.
Yep. And
Leon's the musical
vibes will
guest,
be immaculate.
so we know we already like him, and he's going to bring like a weird tuba player with him or
aura
something.
will be immaculate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the real question is, where will we be? Who knows?
Drenched in ejaculate.
Drenched in a Zach what?
Ejaculate.
That's disgusting.
Thank you.
No one wants to hear about our manch.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Charles performs Oh What a Beautiful Morning. Our host and musical guest back on stage to perform the song Oh What a Beautiful Morning, which was originally written by Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein II.
Never heard of him.
Rodgers and Hammerstein. It was the opening number for the musical Oklahoma. Was last week Andy Kaufman?
Yeah.
2 Oklahoma songs in a row.
Maybe
2
weeks
week
ago.
before that.
But yeah, Oklahoma, recently in the news, just rejected a minimum wage hike. Good work, Oklahoma.
Not such a beautiful morning over there.
Fucking idiots.
This song Ray Charles recorded several times in his career. Have you seen the musical Oklahoma? We didn't really get to it last time.
No.
I have seen a production of it. I do not love this musical. There are moments that are fine. There are songs that are okay. This song, Oh What a Beautiful Morning, do you know the actual song? It kind of sucks.
Oh.
And Ray Charles breathes so much life and emotion. This is just a song. This is the opening song, and the main character comes out, and he's like, I'm in Oklahoma. Oh, what a beautiful day. And it's like stupid and dumb. And in this one, like, the beginning is like soft and kind of slow, and he's really feeling it. And then the band kicks in. I hate this song, and I love this version of it.
Okay.
And this will now go on my list of cover versions of songs that thousandfold are better than the original.
She said, oh, what a beautiful morning. Yeah. Well, what a wonderful day. I want y'all to know, I've got a beautiful feeling. I got everything. And everything going my way.
This is the one tonight that I probably could have done without.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I have a different familiarity with the song.
Especially with where it was in the episode and the tone of it.
And what's coming up after it, too.
Yeah. Oh, God. What's coming up after it?
Well, I get that you feel that way, but I enjoyed this because of my familiarity. Up next is a live sketch. I think I took the last song, so you take this
It's Brother Ray meets Mr. Mike. Ouch. After Ray Charles and the cast sing I Can't Stop Loving You, which is another one I could have done without, Mr. Mike, played by Michael O'Donoghue, if I have to fucking put that out there, presents Ray with a fake Monet painting.
I agree with you. I was ready to disagree about the song because when this started, I kind of figured it was the Goodnights, and I thought it was pretty sweet, and it was fun that like Ray is smiling so big, and he's at the end of this night that's gone well, and the cast is there with him, and they're all just kind of riffing, and John sings and gets a big crowd reaction, then Ray sings and gets a huge crowd reaction. I like that. But then in the Goodnights, they kind of do this again, sort of. So I guess I could have done without this because I like what they do in the end too. Mr. Mike comes out. It's a sweet moment before he comes out. And then he comes out and I'm just immediately like, fuck, what's he going to do?
Yep.
What's he going to do?
I also don't like the vibe that they give him. Like the,
hi, kids.
Because it's
Mr.
like,
Mike.
It's a character,
Yes.
Mr. Mike, not necessarily him. So it's a character version of himself.
Yes.
But they're making him out to be like this teacher or kid show host or... Yeah, like
Twisted,
a Mr. Rogers
Mother
type of guy.
Goose or
You know,
Mr.
like
Rogers.
fucking don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he creeps up and says, hi, kids, and my stomach turns.
Yeah.
He does this bit where he makes Ray think that they've purchased a Monet painting and they're going to donate it to this thing called the Lighthouse for Blind People, which is kind of a cruel joke on blind people in itself.
Yep.
And that this painting is, of course, not a real Monet painting. It just says, don't tell Ray in big letters or whatever. And
please don't tell him.
Yeah. And there's lines about, we're going to put this in the lighthouse. So with the hopes that one day everyone will be able to see it. And they kind of did this joke in the beginning of like, don't tell Ray we're not at Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it the whole time.
And because this one's from Mike and because it comes with a couple of his kind of cruel jabs, just light ones in it that he's trying to like sneak through all of this, I hated it.
Yeah.
I didn't need it at all. And then thank fucking God, Ray Charles saves it.
Yeah.
I would like to say that out of all the awards that I've received, I got to tell you, this one, without doubt, makes me the happiest. So let me thank you, Mr. Mike, and I also would like to thank all the wonderful people on Saturday Night Live who've made this week so much fun. Thank you.
Hey, well said.
Mr. Ray, I'm sorry, I gotta run. I'll see you later at the party, pal.
Okay, see you, Mr. Mike.
Bye, Mr. Mike. Bye-bye.
Now, what Mr. Mike doesn't know is at the party are going to be 10 or 12 of the biggest black dudes he's ever seen in his life. And they're gonna whoop him upside his head and break every bone in his body. So please don't tell him. We'll be right back right after this next film.
And I'm like half hard at hearing that.
Sure.
And I don't even hate him with the vigor that you do. I don't love Mr. Mike, but
I was just mad that I wasn't invited to that.
because I was half hard watching SNL.
No, I wasn't invited to beating the
To the
fuck
beat
out
down.
of- yeah.
I have a feeling that you might not be one of the 10 biggest, blackest guys that Ray Charles knows.
I'm not very big. Well, then we get a host portrait. It's Ray Charles shining a classic smile.
It's just Ray.
I
Looks
mean,
great.
it's the iconic Ray smile that, I mean, look at McDonald's used him as a character, the Moon Man. This was just barely before
Oh,
your
you
time.
mean like Mac Tonight?
Mac Tonight.
Is that what you're
That
talking
was
about?
based on Ray Charles, bud.
Before my time, but I've seen the visual. I know
For
who you're
sure.
talking about. I know my McDonald's lore. Well, then the Goodnights. Ray Charles commits to killing a full minute before singing on Saturday Night, which is this really rad little instrumental improvisation where he kind of riffs on the idea of Saturday Night Live. I think there's something so cool compared to all the times we've seen hosts being like, oh, well, we have a minute, so I'll say my thank yous. And Dan, do you have anything to say? Ray's on stage. He's got a minute to kill. He's got a piano in front of him. He's like, okay, I guess we can say our thank yous. But then he's like, I'm going to use this time to create beautiful music on the fly to take out this show. It reminded me of the Desi Arnaz Goodnights, the conga line. This episode reminded me of a 20 times better version of the second episode of the series with Paul Simon. Sure. This ending, Ray Charles, the icon, in his late 40s, making up a song about SNL surrounded by the first not ready for primetime players. It's just historically significant. I've used that phrase in the last couple episodes.
It's a touchstone for sure.
It's a touchstone Goodnights, and it's one of my very favorite. What did you think of this little moment?
It was cute. I liked it. When the good nights start, I'm pretty much done. The
I
episode's
understand.
over for me, and I'm stopped watching
get
it,
it.
and I don't get it. Like after that Shapiro Sisters episode, I don't care anymore. I'm done.
I'm okay with you getting fired up if you want to in the future. But was that more of like what you saw upset you, so you never want to go looking for it again?
I listened to the episode back a second time, and I was like, why are we digging so hard into this stuff that literally doesn't matter? It's just behind the fucking credits.
It's like we're watching
It
these.
doesn't like I don't care.
Yeah, and that's fair. And there are camps of people who watch SNL and love to look at the Goodnights and be like, who's standing next to each other? Kanye West is here, so who's not on stage? Dave
all
Chappelle's
too
here,
much.
who's not on stage.
That's a level I was sad that I went to.
Well, I think it's cool that we have one of each of us here on the show. I think that makes sense. Anyway, that's the episode. I thought this was a really good and fun episode. Don Pardo's worried about an anyone can announce contest, but I don't think he has to worry about anything.
I can announce.
And then he ends it with good night, anyone. Fun episode.
Yeah.
Of the show, of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts before we close it?
Nope. Let's close it up.
What are we thinking?
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
When we have double duties, should we be like, what do we think of them as a host and what do we think of them as a musical guest?
Yeah, because they're filling two different roles.
And there will be down ups, there will be down downs, there'll be up ups. Ray Charles, did not expect to like him as much as a host as I did.
I was a little concerned about how it was going to go.
And it went so well.
It was great.
And he carried it, and he's a big thumbs up. And then the music.
Easy.
Incredible.
That was an easy call.
I mean, you said you could have cut the last song, but in my mind, like the 4 songs he does, keep all of them.
Well, he did
like,
4 in a medley,
plenty.
so he did almost like 7 songs tonight.
Plenty. I liked it. I liked this episode way more than the Paul Simon second episode.
Yeah,
It felt similar.
definitely.
Okay, best sketch of the night.
I'm going to switch my honorable mention in my best sketch.
What is it?
Young Caucasians is my best sketch.
What was it before you switched?
Mamorex.
Yeah, I like Young Caucasians better.
Yeah.
That's also my best sketch
because
of the
it
night.
involves everybody and there's a little more to it.
It's so
and
specific to Ray.
It's very the whitest song ever.
It's making him kind of do something embarrassing by being on stage while this is happening, but never in a way that it feels like it's punching down on this icon. If anything, it's punching down on anybody who would try to tell him to do anything otherwise.
And MVP of that sketch was the Rhodes piano. So
what about the MVP not ready for primetime player?
that's Garrett.
It's Garrett?
That's Garrett.
For me, it's Dan this week. I thought
you're
Dan, Jimmy Carter. I thought he was great in the Young Caucasians. I thought his narration in the speed reading thing. I didn't really love the Ella Fitzgerald Garrett thing a ton. It was fine. What else put Garrett over the top?
Look,
for you?
dog, when Garrett gets to carry more weight in an episode, you give Garrett a fucking MVP because he doesn't get his opportunities. So when he does, he's going to get him from me.
Okay. And I'm glad you gave it to him.
Yeah.
That'll add another drop in the bucket for him. Dan, maybe the first time I've given him in season.
We've been almost like intentionally trying not to give it to Dan.
And he's had some tough weeks, but not this one. What is the overall episode rating?
7.25.
That's really high.
For me, yeah.
That is really high. That is quite high.
I added the 0.25 because I've been enjoying the talking about it even more.
Yeah. This is a odd duck of an episode, but I do think it is an 8 for me.
Ooh.
It doesn't have the greatest sketches of all time, so it's probably not going to be one of my favorite episodes of all
really good
time.
music.
But I'll be like, dude, if you want to watch a classic episode of SNL and see what was going on and see something really unique, go watch the Ray Charles episode. I could point you to other sketches that'll be worth your time, but if you want to spend an hour, like the Ray Charles episode is a good way to do it. I am going to give it an 8.
Okay.
Just an 8. Just add an 8. Next week, Buck Henry's back, hosting the show for the 5th time with third-time musical guest Leon Redbone.
Leon Redbone.
In an episode that originally aired on November 19th, 1977. Things are going to be different next week, buddy.
Yep. Don't know where we're going to be.
Yeah. We'll figure that out for another time. But, fuck, dude.
Yep.
Shit.
C2 Lounge.
Well, you have more time in this building before you're gone forever, but
Couple of days.
These are our last couple minutes on the podcast in this space. So let's say goodnight. Let's say goodnight. Who do we want to thank?
Chris Dunworth for letting us use the C2 Lounge all this time. Appreciate that.
This has been the home of the pod, and having it has made, I don't know, it's been like a character. The being in this space has brought character to the show that being in another space would have changed.
The cue card that you got me that says live from the C2 Lounge Saturday Night Dive is displayed in my store all the time, at all times in the C2 Lounge, so that people can ask me about it.
And you do whatever you want with it, but I feel like that thing should follow us wherever we record the podcast.
It's coming wherever we go.
So yes, thank you to Chris Dunworth. Thank you to Zach Hall, not for the normal reason, but for inviting this nonsense into your place of work and letting us use this space as a recording studio.
There's no other spot for this.
Because it has made such a good one. So thank you to the Circle 2 Lounge. Thank you to Zach Hall. Thank you to Disc Golf Indianapolis. And thank you to the disc golf community in Indianapolis and Indiana. I'm not a disc golfer, but the passion fires me up.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
I want to thank Lil Shaker. I want to thank Four Finger Discount.
Four Finger Discount.
And I want to thank all of you Zachalites for listening to the show. Zach, your thank yous and good nights. Do you have any others? I guess you did it already, didn't you?
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Yeah. Aw.
Yay.
Yeah. So you can find us on social media, Sat Night Dive Pod. We're not going anywhere. You can email us SaturdayNightDivePod@gmail.com if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. Zach Hall. For the final time in this iteration of the Circle 2 Lounge, we got to close it out with some final words, and those words are...
Hit the road, Jack.
You promised me one more emergency.
Emergency!
Saturday night. Saturday